After Kolkata's 220, Torrens in the first innings, Bengaluru's pain of 1 run in the second innings, Royal Challengers Bangalore needed 21 runs in the last over of Kolkata Knight Riders' target of 223, Khan Sharma hitting 3 sixes off Mitchell Stark's first 4 balls calm, who Dinesh Karthik did not strike in the previous over. But when 3 runs were needed from 2 balls, Khan had to stop by turning into a great catch by Starks while pulling a low full toss. The match would have been tied if Lockie Ferguson took doubles in the last ball, but Phil Salt ran out Ferguson even though the throw was not favourable. The English wicket-keeper could not take Khan's low catch in this over. Bengaluru were ultimately heartbroken in a dramatic match at the Eden Gardens. They lost the match by 1 run, in what would have been the 3rd highest run chase in IPL history. Stark went from being a villain to a hero in the last over, and Khan didn't suddenly become a hero. With this victory, Kolkata has risen to the 2nd position with 10 points in 7 matches. On the other hand, Bengaluru, which is at the bottom of the points list, has been waiting for another victory for a long time. Virat Kohli's 7 balls, 18 runs innings gave Bengaluru a flying start, but they too lost 2 wickets in the power play. However, there is a controversy about Kohli's out. Harshit ran into the full toss of the runner and gave a return catch to the leading edge. In the new method of ball tracking, no balls are determined by measuring the difference in the height of the batsman's feet from the waist while standing with the expected trajectory of the ball. Accordingly, the height of the ball, 0.92 m, was less than Kohli's waist, 1.2 m. Losing 2 wickets for 35 runs, Bengaluru, however, got a solid foundation from Will Jackson-Rajat Patidar's pair of 50s and the duo's 48-ball 102 run partnership after Jakes, who scored 55 runs from 32 balls, Russell returned Patidar, who scored 52 runs from 23 balls in the same over. Although he did not have a good day in batting, this Caribbean all-rounder had a good influence in bowling. Dinesh Karthik was Bengaluru's hope, despite losing wickets in the middle overs. The equation was getting tough. He gave back a single towards the end. Udaya Karthik took a catch to scoop up Russell's slow bouncer in the last ball of the 19th over, Bengaluru still needing 21 runs. Although the slower ball was effective on this wicket, Stars did not do much in the last over, and he also paid the price. In the end, however, the most expensive player in IPL history survived. Earlier in the power play, Kolkata scored 75 runs after defeating the first 3 batsmen. Among them, Sunil Narine and Ankush Raghuvanshi scored 13 runs in 19 balls, but Kolkata started like this in Salt's innings of 48 runs from 14 balls. The English batsman hit boundaries in 10 of the first 13 balls. Lockie Ferguson conceded 28 runs in the only over in the power play, but the Kiwi fast bowler spent 19 runs in the next 3 overs. Bengaluru turned around well from the end of the power play, and Kolkata could manage just 80 runs in 7 of 16 overs. Captain Shreyas Iyer gets his first IPL 50 since May 2022. Although it takes time in the beginning, it pays off well later. Shreyas, who scored 25 runs off the first 21 balls, went on to his 50 off 35 balls, though was dismissed on the very next ball. In between Rinku Singh and Venkatesh, Iyer kept up the pace of runs, but Kolkata could not make a big leap. Bengaluru bowled effectively on a wicket that slows the ball down and Yorkers early. Andre Russell scored just 16 runs off the first 15 balls, though finished unbeaten on 27 off 20 balls. Ramandeep Singh's 9 balls 24 runs cameo took Kolkata to 222 runs. It was the 16th score of 200 or more this season, the 3rd highest in an IPL season. Bengaluru took that number to 17, but that may have increased the pain for Kohli. Dale was just trying to do the right thing, but it is very difficult in this format. The 17th over ended in 9 balls, with Shreyas giving away 22 runs with 2 long on boundaries. RCB relied on him to close the innings, but the over went for 16 runs. Once again, he did the right things, went for wide Yorker, but missed the mark and got hit. The momentum took off, but the muscle Russell found a way. 2 Yorkers and a bouncer recovered from the string, which cost just 3 runs, but the last ball was cleverly ramped up by Ramandeep for 4. Mitchell Starc had 20 runs to defend, and he almost didn't. In 6 balls, he exemplified how difficult it is to be a bowler in 20 cricket, and how he always faced it. After hitting 3 sixes in the final over, which brought the equation down to 3 for 2, he moved on to his bread and butter. He sped on, he went to Yorker, and he made a wicket. Khan Sharma, who brought the game back from the dead, is gone. As the catch was taken, Starc himself dived low to his right on his follow-through. Through 3B knew there were no more miracles. Ramandeep Singh tried to give them one. His throws from deep points were poor. It didn't come fast or straight enough. The wicketkeeper has to do a lot in this. Phil Salt, though, was fine with it. He was alert enough to step forward and nimble enough to narrow the distance the ball had to travel, and then fling his whole body into the stumps and break it before 11. Lockie Ferguson made his ground and triggered the super over. K won by 1 run and maybe 5 inches. RCB did well to keep Sunil Narine calm. While most teams don't know that he will be given no space, they go a step further, drop all pretense and try to bowl nothing but leg, stump Yorkers. Carr's biggest hitter this season needed 8 balls to get to the mark. Salt came to his rescue after hitting 10 boundaries off the first 13 balls and flirting with the fastest 50 of the 2024 IPL. He could have done that too, but while hitting another 6 a ball that was too hittable, he was caught at deep mid-wicket. Still, his 14 balls 48 runs with 7 fours and 3 sixes is nothing to scoff at. Corn bowled the first boundary less over in the 10th over. Cameron Green kept Rinku Singh quiet with 3 dots and 2 singles between their heads for the first 6 balls. The Australian used his height to great effect earlier, leaping to catch a ball 8.1 metres off the ground and travelling quickly to dismiss England's Raghuvanshi. Now he has surpassed Rinku's bat swing by digging off pace deliveries into the pitch. Even with Shreyas Iyer hitting his first IPL 50 since May 2022, RCB has been better in the middle overs, economy rate 8 to 12.5 in power play. Ferguson, who hit a boundary in every ball of his first over, conceded just 1 boundary in his next 3. He also took a wicket, a masterful use of the knuckleball that made Rinku look big and took away his energy. Small margin. Andre Russell entered in the 14th over. At 18, he was still hitting just 1 off 11 off 13 balls, and still he was playing with the bowlers. Yash Dale was desperate to keep the ball out of his hitting arc, which forced him to spray one very wide outside off and another very wide outside leg, which also beat the keeper and scored 4 runs. To make matters worse, he overstepped. There is a satirical tweet that went viral some time back. It went something like, "I asked my landlord if he could increase my rent because I believe in the grind." It's been a made template since. The 20th, over bowled by Mitch Starc for Carr against RCB, went something like that. When RCB needed 20, 1 off 6 balls, and Starc, one of the top modern-day bowlers, was bowling to Khan Sharma, you'd have thought there was only one result. But when Khan sliced one behind point for 6 off the first ball, you thought, hang on, then off the 3rd ball, Khan smashed one over cover for another 6. Wait, surely not. The fourth ball had the same result as the first, another 6. But Starc, having let RCB get close to the finish line, pulled the rug out from under their feet. A stunning caught and bowled low to his right on follow, through left Khan crestfallen. A run-out last ball, and it was another chase that was commendable for RCB, but gave them nothing on the points table. Well, that was some final over, and eventually the was by the margin of inches that KKR got over the line against RCB. What a game of cricket we had! Mitchell Starc, holding the ball with 21 to defend, would have hoped it would be an easier task. However, Khan Sharma smacked him through off side until the Aussie plucked and unbelievably caught and bowled, and then Lockie drove one through covers and could not complete the second run as the was slowed too. Tie the game, and the throw took ever from deep to reach Phil Salt, but was enough to take them over the line. It has to be one of the games of the tournament. Royal Challengers Bengaluru had been disproportionately reliant on old warhorses Virat Kohli and Faf du Plessis, but with both seniors out cheaply and their season hanging by a thread, the next rung took matters into its own hands. Will Jacks took the lead, smashing 22 runs off a Mitchell Starc over, injecting impetus into the innings. Then Rajat Patidar took over after being out of form for a long time, smashing the Kolkata Knight Riders spinners, their trump cards all over and beyond the Eden Gardens outfield. The onslaught brought Barb back into the game, and they were well in front with 86 needed in 9 overs, a pedestrian requirement judging by how this edition of the IPL has been going. But things are seldom straightforward when it comes to RCB. 2 double-wicket overs, Jacks and Patidar returning to the dugout within inside 4 balls, and Kia were back in the game. It was a gain on Dinesh Karthik's shoulders to get the team home.